Welcome to August Aquarius. On the table here are your two main messages before we start to draw the others. So you have a 39, fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So that would be the throat chakra. So it's about speaking up. So Gabriel is about communication. The Archangel is about speaking. Gabriel is the one who supposedly shown himself to Mary to say, hey girl, you kind of with child, and don't worry. And hey, Joe, we're going to need you to man up. So anyway, Gabriel is there for communication. So if you find yourself struggling to communicate, call on Gabriel. So now we have the altar priestess, preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. And both cards, if you notice, are a 39. 39s break down in numerology to a 3. Okay, 3 plus 9 is 12, but then you have to break it down again, add 1 and 2, and that makes 3, which is creativity. So Aquarius, right away, you're not as creative as you could be. You can be extremely creative, because I don't know an Aquarius that doesn't think the sky is purple, honestly. That purple can be their favorite color. They don't see things the way others do. Very, very good at thinking outside the box, extremely creative people. But for August Aquarius, it looks like you need to get back in touch with how you communicate your creativity, because it feels like you're squashed. It feels like, yeah, it feels like you're not in touch with what it is you really want to say, because you don't know who you are anymore. That's harsh, but it's true. I'm getting you're trapped in other people's expectations, other people's judgments, and you're not sure how to express yourself. You're not sure how to freely express yourself. So it looks like for August, that's what you need to do. You need to get back in touch with who you are and what it is you stand for and what you want to say. What are your real beliefs? What are your core beliefs? Not the beliefs that everybody told you have to have. Well, what do you truly believe? That could be religion, it could be politics, you could be growing out of the old beliefs that you had before. You could be noticing that what you were taught as you grew up isn't the same thing that you ever believed. But whatever that is for you, Aquarius, you're being called to recognize that if you're not feeling quite so creative, that's why. You've lost track of who you are, not who others think you should be. Because Aquarians stand for community. The beautiful thing about Aquarius is that sign stands for people who will stand with others. They are community people. They like to be in the community. They like to be social. Usually, of course, not every single Aquarius, but for the most part, that is what that sign stands for. Community, and for the good of the greater good of people. But it looks like you've lost touch with what you actually believe, and Gabriel's there to say, I'll help you. And the altar priestess is there to say, pray to whatever source of love you believe in. Pray to them. Do something to help you get in that headspace so that you can correct this. Okay? So first card out is the 6 of Pentacles. So your world is, you're questioning it. You're questioning whether or not you have enough. You're questioning whether or not you can give more to people and what it is you want to give to people. And that's okay. You can question that. But is it because you don't know what you believe? Okay, this is saying that there is something you have to give up. There is something that you really have to take a good hard look at, because it's dead to you. Whatever this belief is that you've been hanging on to, it's time to admit to yourself it didn't work, that it wasn't true for you. Doesn't mean it's not true for others, but there's something that you've been hanging on to as a belief system that isn't working for you. So we're going to get back into that balance to get your world balanced again. And this has to do with your physical world. What is it in your physical world that's out of balance? Only you can answer that. Now we have the King of Pentacles, right? So in August, You get rid of this belief system that's bothering you. That's between you and God, you and the source, you and the angels, you and Gabriel, you and your higher self, and you figure out what that is and get this balance back and get rid of that icky belief that doesn't need to be there. The balance will be restored to your life. And here we got the King of Pentacles. You'll start producing again. Notice he does have actual fruit coming off of him. He's lush and he's green and he's covered in gold. So Aquarius, if you can get through this, figure out what's sticking in your mind that doesn't need to be there and get rid of it. And it's going to be a deep belief. Death didn't show up as a major arcana for something like, oh, well, I just don't feel cute this week. No, this is going to be like, I always thought that this was true because that's what my parents told me. That's what I grew up in, or I grew up in this church, or I grew up in this political party, or I grew up believing that all this type of person is bad. And that's the thing that's got to get cut out of your soul. That. And I will not fill in that blank for you. You need to fill in that blank for you. And you know what it is, but it's something big because it's a major arcana card here. It's time to get rid of that belief. It's not working for you. But it looks like you do figure it out because here's the graduation card. The world opens up as soon as you figure this out. You feel the freedom. You feel like you've graduated life. But you have, because now you're ready for your next phase. Because you guys are truly, truly good at being creative. And look at the next card. Once you get past this, you've got the Lover's card, and it doesn't necessarily, it can mean that somebody is coming into your life, or that love is coming back into your life, but it could also just mean commitment. It could be a contract. It could be a lot of things. So Aquarius, once you open up, love is yours, which is beautiful, whatever form that takes for you. Love is yours. So what else does Aquarius need to know for August spirits? What does Aquarius need to know? One last message for August. Okay, you two more wanted to come out. So now we have the Knight of Rods. This is someone who is very excited about what he has to do. Knights are bringers of things. So very excited to be able to move forward. And then we end August with the Hanged Man. So this doesn't, I'm not feeling this as being in a holding pattern or a weight. I'm feeling this as being, you have flipped your world upside down by getting rid of an old belief that you had, an old living for somebody else's belief system, or just blindly living in faith that something was fact that isn't your truth. And has opened a whole new world. You can see the world in a totally different way. And this is free will. He tied himself to this. This is not, somebody didn't do this. He's not being tortured. He did this. Why? Because he wanted to see what the world looked like upside down. And I'm sorry, Aquarius, all the Aquarians I know, most of my family were Aquarians. I'm telling you, they're beautiful minds, but they don't function like the average mind. But that's the beauty of them. They look at things from a different perspective naturally. So here you are. Get rid of that ugly belief that doesn't work for you, Aquarius, and you will have all the love and excitement and passion back. That creativity is going to flow again. So there you are. And if you do need an archangel specifically to focus on, Gabriel's your person. Okay? Fantastic. Aquarius, you guys are amazing. Just keep going. You're doing awesome. The world is ready for you. Honestly, the world is at your feet. So all the best to you, and I'm wishing you a wonderful August, and I will see you back in September. Take care.